Hello, this is Jeff Burris with Group Imaging Photos. This video is about composition of your images, and the goal is to get a larger head size out of everybody. And you can do that pretty easily. I just want to show you briefly on a bunch of different images what could be done. This image could have these people here cut off and moved to some other place. And over here, we've got some people here that they're big in the front. If we move them back here, and then we can easily crop the image to here, and we get rid of two people on this side. We do the same thing. We move these people into here, and you're done. And the image, you could just get much closer with your image right here, rather, and they get rid of all this wasted space. This is an image that should be 2 rows of 4 people, and would be head size would be much larger. And don't try and always keep their feet and legs in the picture. When you do, see, that's easy if you get rid of those. This picture I put in here just because it'd be easier to put her right here. And then this image ends right here and right here. And you can get a lot closer, so now the image is like this. This, you take all these people here and these people here, and you bring them around front, and you put them on their knees, or you put them cross-legged on the ground, and now you can get a lot closer. Now your image is this size. And you got rid of a lot of dead space. Same thing here. Very obvious that this is not how you want to take your picture with the kids all lined up like that. It's easier because this is like herding cats, trying to get people to do what you want them to do, but you need to get these 5 kids over here and these 4 kids over here to come sit on the ground in front of them. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids here, so you can put these 9 kids in front of 10 kids. Very easy. And now your image for your 8x10 is something like this. Much easier to get larger head sizes. You can see better features on them. This is in here because probably not going to change this. These people, I'm sure this is an important person regarding this camp, and his name is probably Banting. So you're not going to get much closer. The only thing you could do is bring these people further from it, and then when you crop them like this, all of this would be down in here. So pull these people further away from this monument, and you'll get the monument in your frame, and then you could have made 2. This is a tough one, but because of this. But you can do things to make it better. Either make 2 rows and get further from that and still show that in the background. Here, 2 things about this photo. They shot them with their faces right in the sun, and they're squinting. Better off to have the sun behind these trees, or far off to one side. And then every light situation you do has problems of its own. But they got a pretty nice group. They just didn't crop it well enough. You can crop it in the design tool on our website, but better to zoom in here. You don't need this area. Well, that's it. You just needed to take the picture of this only. This all goes away. You can leave a little room here. You need to leave a little room on the sides. Same thing here. They have all this room here. You point the camera down a little bit more, and you point the camera like this. You get a group like this, and there's your rectangle. And their head sizes get much larger, and everything looks better. This is here just because we got an outlier right here. This kid could have been put right here, and this image would have been this size here. Much tighter crop than this is. Again, same thing here. That's all they needed to do. I would have preferred these kids sitting on their knees, but if it was wet, they may not have wanted to do that. Bending over doesn't look as becoming as sitting on your knees, in my opinion. Again, you could quickly get rid of 3 people here and 3 people here and move him over here. And, these people could have went right here in the front very easily without even putting them on the ground. This group here just needed to be cropped a lot more mostly, and I would have cropped it like this. And not try to keep their whole bodies in. You can't see the whole bodies of the people in the back. Why do you have to show the legs on the kids in the front? This one is pretty good composition. They just could have gotten closer. This would be the sides of my image if I were taking it. And I would come right down here and get their heads in here. And that would have been it. Same thing here. Whoops. This image, you could easily put this young lady right here and move this girl in a little bit more, and then you could have cropped this image like right about here. Lots of ways to get closer. Move this girl over to here, and now you're cropping an image right there, across here, and up to here. Whoops. Pardon my drawing. This is just get closer. On a group this size, one body width on each side is plenty of extra to leave. Again, here, you take these people and put them here. This group here, they've got people sitting and people standing on benches apparently. These people right here could hopefully find some kids willing to sit on the ground right here, and maybe if that's 2 adults that don't want to sit on the ground, they could have gotten back there. But this group, if you could use this area here at the bottom, you could make a group that's much like this. My proportions are a little off here. More like that, and I have to come down like this to be more of an 8x10. But look at a group and go, how can I get people off the ends? I want to get them people gone. Find a place for them. Take a little bit more time and find a place to put them. In this picture here, they could have taken these 2 kids here, put them on the front row, and that would have moved her, or this lady here, over to here, which would have left room for her to sit here. So then the picture ends here, comes over here, comes up here. A lot more room to crop. Not a bad image here. This young man could move over, and this guy could move a little closer. If these people were to turn sideways in the back row, his head would have obviously been right about here, and then this image could be cropped right here. Same thing with her. She could have been up one more row and put her head here, and then this image ends right here. And what that does is when you crop closer, you've got a head this size. It's now going to become a head that's this size because you got closer. This is in here because sometimes you can't fix stuff. People want to do stuff, let them do it. Nice picture. They did it for the comic relief. It's just fine. This picture here is an example of, wow, you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of people. No bleachers, no chairs. You got people sitting on their bottoms, sitting on their knees, sitting up on their knees. There's a difference. They've got their bottoms back on their heels. These kids are sitting up straight, and these people are leaning forward. I'd rather not do that so much as I would made this image a little bit wider and not had them do that. They just look strained when they're bending over like that. But other than that, it's a good image. Great image with 2 rows. A bench will do you a wonder of good in composing your photo. So the bench is your lifesaver. We're back to this. This is the same camp with another week of kids, and it works just great, making all those rows, sitting on their bottom, sitting on their heels, sitting straight, standing on their knees, and then they were bent over, then standing. And like I said, I would have not done this row. I would have just, put a few more heads here, and here and here, here and here, and got rid of that row. This composition, great. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Whoops. Oh my. Okay. The problem here is right there. They needed to find a home for these 3 kids where they're not out here on the end, and then they could have got closer. And then this lady needed to bring her leg in. On this bus, if they simply would have had this girl get on the roof or stick her head out this window, you want to end this at the end of the prop and into the prop here too. So this girl needs to stand on this hood or up on the top, or find a spot for her right here, sitting down. Again, they're leaning over, which doesn't look too bad in this one. But if they would have been on their knees sitting tall, they would have done the same thing. Again, we got a prop here, so it controls the image. I would have found a way for this girl here to be in closer. And so there's room here. Move this girl over. Move this girl over to here, and then she comes to here. And in the front row, they could have squeezed enough over easily to move his head right to here. And then this image ends right there and right there. This just needed cropped. This image needs to be cropped right to here. Can't fix this one much because I'm assuming that they want this cross to show, and if they do, then it's more of a prop again, albeit an important prop. But you could have had these people in half the width that they are and doubled or tripled their head size just by composing them in rows. You could pull them away from the background, from the prop, and then the prop would get shorter in the picture because you're going to be backing up too, and it's going to make it smaller, but it would still show. You need to just get your proportions right. So there's things you can do. Well, this video